Essentially, the message you get in these documents is that the U.S. retrieved alien technology through more than one crash, including Roswell, that the extraterrestrial presence is real and here on Earth, and furthermore, that the United States government has had communication with an extraterrestrial being.
This memo, which becomes known as the Eisenhower Briefing Document, identifies the Majestic 12 Committee, or MJ-12, as a group of high-level scientists, military leaders, and intelligence officers. The memo indicates that these 12 men have been granted the nation's highest security clearance to investigate the 1947 crash of an alien spacecraft. For years, rumors have swirled within the UFO research community that such a top-secret panel had hidden the truth about Roswell, but no one has ever found what appears to be hard evidence until now. Chandray enlists the help of fellow UFO researchers Bill Moore and Stanton Friedman. They spend the next 3 years trying to authenticate the MJ-12 documents.
They started looking into this, thinking that this could be the Holy Grail, the proof of UFO cover-up.
Still, Stan Friedman advises that they proceed with caution. A physicist who has worked for defense contractors, Friedman is aware that his credibility could be damaged if the documents are found to be fake.
That's all we need is, some hoaxer thinking he's going to get one up on us and say, gotcha, kind of thing.
Slowly, Friedman pieces together a history of the Majestic 12 from the information contained in the Eisenhower Briefing Document and the Truman-Forrestal memo.
It took me years to verify some of the things in the document, dates, obscure things. But it's the trivia that matters. Because your first thought is, okay, somebody on the outside made up these documents. How did the person who made the documents know not to do this, to do this?
Friedman will come to believe that the documents are evidence of a conspiracy that originated at the highest levels of the U.S. government. According to the documents, the history of Operation Majestic 12 begins with the astonishing eyewitness account of Kenneth Arnold. In June 1947, Arnold, a civilian pilot, sees bright objects flash across the sky during a flight in Washington state.
The press newspaper got this, and Arnold had said that they moved as though like they were saucers skipping on the water. And that phrase got turned into flying saucers.
Arnold's sighting makes front-page news. In the days that follow, several hundred sightings of flying objects are recorded across the country.
In the midst of that, 2 weeks later, occurred the alleged crash of an object about 75 miles outside Roswell Army Airfield.
On July 7, 1947, investigators from Roswell Army Air Base are summoned to remote southeastern New Mexico. Rancher Mac Brazel claims he has stumbled on the wreckage of a downed flying saucer. They sort through debris scattered over nearly a mile of scrubland. It's unlike anything they've ever seen.
Here's all this strange stuff. Metal that was extraordinarily strong and extraordinarily lightweight. You could fold it and fold it and fold it, and then it would unfold on its own, memory metal. It's strange pastel figures on the inside of the I-beam-like pieces. People called them hieroglyphics, because what else could you call them if they weren't letters?
The two Army officers pack up crate loads of debris and return to Roswell Army Air Base the next morning.
What is it?
The base commander dictates a press release. The statement reads in part, Roswell Army Airfield was fortunate enough to gain possession of a disc. At some point, rancher Mac Brazel reportedly enters a coffee shop in Roswell and strikes up a conversation with another patron. Brazel shares his story about the flying saucer crash. That man happens to manage a local radio station, and he immediately calls sister station KOAT in Albuquerque. The station's secretary begins to dispatch a teletype message to an ABC station in California. But, as she will claim years later, her missive is interrupted.
She was putting it out on the wire. And Suddenly a bell rings on the machine, and the FBI says, do not continue this transmission.
Nevertheless, the official statement made at Roswell Army Air Base reaches the Associated Press that afternoon.
By 2:30, the story had hit the AP news wires, and all hell broke loose.
The incredible story becomes national news, if only for a few days.
The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
It will stir controversy for decades to come.
At Roswell, New Mexico.